Interview that everyone wants to hear. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to start again. 3. Welcome back to the Man of God series. I'm Raymond. I'm reporting an incident that happened just over a year ago, our time. This would be 2012. We have a guest here who apparently has come back from death to life. We're going to interview him, and we're going to be very specific to the questions that happened that one fateful night. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Maybe you could give us your name and your last name and what you do here in Kaduna.
All right, I'm Promise Romanus. I'm a worker. Yeah, and I serve in Covenant Life Church. That's where I worship as the glorious choir leader.
Okay, so let's get right to the detail, if you don't mind.
All right.
Promise, thank you so much for having this time together.
You're welcome.
It's not a normal conversation. This is something that the world wants to hear. They want to know, is this really the truth? And we've already interviewed a few people that were there that night. You're one of the choir leaders, is that correct?
Yes.
And that night, apparently you fell to the ground and you expired. You literally died.
Yes.
And so let's go through that night. What happened from your perspective and exactly until the time that you collapsed? What happened?
All right, that very day, it was on 11th of April, 2012. On a Wednesday, we were having a rehearsals, normal rehearsals for the choir. So we started the rehearsals. Normally, nothing happened. I was not feeling anything. At the cost of the rehearsals, we closed around at 8 o'clock. I was now feeling this kind of slight headache at the back side of my head. I now had to ask one of my choir members to get me pure water, which I applied the water on my head. Before I knew it, I collapsed on the floor. So the choir people rushed me up to the stage.
Okay, now that's something after the fact, but that's where you collapsed.
Yes.
And that's when life stopped.
Yes.
And yet you have a story to share that
Actually,
life didn't stop, because obviously you're here, but something happened that the world wants to hear, and we want to hear your story, very detailed. Tell us what you know and what happened to you that night.
All right, what happened that very night, I saw myself on the altar. That was when I have already collapsed. In fact, entirely, I was completely dead on the floor. I saw myself standing, but I saw the same clothes I was putting on, the same shoes I was putting on the floor. I saw my face on the floor. People were gathered at that particular time.
So you're out of your body, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I was really out of my body. I was standing, looking at the body on the floor. I saw people gathering the body. I was not touching them, asking them, what happened now? Why people gathering the body? Nobody could hear me. Nobody could answer. I was trying to look at their faces, if they could see my face and talk to me, but nobody could answer. So at that particular time, I now looked at the door side. It wasn't the door I saw. It was just a whitish environment. And I decided to walk because I saw an entrance of light to that direction.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you know you were dead?
Because I saw myself, my own body on the floor. And people were gathering the body.
Okay, of which you said.
Yes.
And so you were in a different realm.
Actually.
Okay, so and the reason why I'm going over the same question that you're answering is because this interview could actually take hours, but we're going to condense it. We're going to keep it short because there'll be another time that we might be able to do another interview, or others might come to Kaduna, Nigeria, to Covenant Life Ministry and actually ask you questions. Now, you were talking about once you found yourself on the floor and you're walking towards this atmosphere of white environment.
Yes,
what was that?
I saw myself on the floor, but I was still at the presence of the scenario where the thing happened. So at that particular time, I saw a lightning coming from the direction of the door, which I was interested because I was hearing voices, people singing, and I love music.
Okay.
I love music. So when I was hearing the voices, I was now asking myself, where is these voices coming from? So I now said to myself, let me go and see them and see if I could learn from them so that I could teach the choir. So as at the time I was going, I saw crowded of people on white, so glittering. They were just singing the song. I was trying to remember the song as at the time I came back to life. I was trying to remember the song, but the song wasn't coming. But at that particular time I saw them. I was very happy because they were singing. I was this kind of joyous, very, very happy. I said, this music, I love this song. I really want to join. I really want to learn. So at that particular time, somebody now walked out in midst of the people singing, now called me by name. The person now said, what are you doing here? And I told the person that, no, I came to learn. I want to listen to this music because I love the music. And I saw the beauty of the role they were putting on.
Okay, let me ask two questions. One,
all right.
It doesn't sound, is it true you weren't afraid at this point?
I wasn't afraid. I was very, very bold.
And as we're talking about this right now, how real is it? It's over a year since you've been interviewed, or since this incident. Yeah. How are you reliving this right now, presently?
Presently, since that incident, the memories of what I saw lives in me till now. I've never forgotten a bit of it.
So we could truly talk about this all night.
Yes.
So these people that you saw, were they normal-looking people? What did they look like?
They were looking so beautiful. They were having this hair, these long hairs. They were looking so beautiful on a white roll. They were in thousands because they were much. I couldn't count them. I only saw them on a roll.
Okay, now see, this is where it's changed. Just listening to you, I thought it was maybe just a few people or 100, but you're saying
they were much. I couldn't count them because they were just on a roll. They were in thousands.
So where do you believe you were at that point?
At that particular point, I believe that I was in heaven, because at that moment, the beauty of the place alone is something else.
Okay, now others throughout the world who apparently maybe have gone to heaven, I can't say they have or haven't, I'm just reporting this story,
right.
But they say the same thing, the colors, the atmosphere, the music. But is there something significant, even more than that you would like to share?
Yeah, what I would like to share there is, what I saw there was something that I've never seen all my life. The kind of voices and music I heard there, I've never heard any choir in the world singing such kind of music. And they were all in same apparel, same robe.
In a white robe?
In a white robe.
A white robe?
White.
And it was pure?
Pure white, glittering.
Okay, and did you want to leave at that point?
At that particular point, my mind was, I really want to stay there. At a particular point, I really want to stay there because I was very, very happy when I saw them. I was out of joy. I felt like jumping into the midst of them because when I heard the voices.
Now, was there anything other than what you saw that? See, this interview purposely, you can ask him. I purpose not to ask him any questions because I want a pure report of knowing what happened to you. Now, you're in heaven, you believe, and what else happened?
What really happened was that at that particular point when I was with them, somebody walked out in midst of them. The person was now asking me that, called me by my name. So I was saying, what are you doing here? And I said, no, I heard the song and that's what brought me here. And I said, no, do you know where you are? That's the next question the person asked me. Do you know where you are? That there's a voice calling you to come back. So I was still paying attention to the person talking to me. Now there's a voice calling you that you should come back. And that voice is the voice of Dr. Ernest Odogba. The name was called Claire. And the person told me that voice is recognized here in heaven and is carrying power and authority. That I should go back. I was resisting They talk. I told the particular person that I was seeing, I told him that I know I don't want to go back because what I'm seeing now, I can't go back. The person said you had to go back because the voice that's calling you is carrying an authority voice, an authoritative as in an authority voice, and the voice is recognized here in heaven.
So, this being the Man of God series,
Yes.
We've been talking earlier on other clips with other interview people that Dr. Odogba has a special anointing for miracles, and as you say, in heaven, his name is recognized.
It was recognized.
Did you see, now here's a question that I have. Did you see an angel, angels, or did you see something other than these people?
No, actually what I saw, the person that came out, I can't really describe how an angel looked like. I've been hearing the word angel, but the person I saw, at the description of what I know, actually that person should be an angel because the person was very, very looking beautiful, and the person was calm. The person was talking to me from a distance, but the voice was clear.
How has this changed your life, or has it?
Actually, as at the time I came back to life, I looked at everything because I was given an assignment that I was called to bless people in aspect of music, and I had to go back because I'm having so many things to do. So as at the time I came back to life, I've been thinking about the message that I got from there, and since ever then my life has changed.
Now, you're saying you were given an assignment.
Yes.
Who gave you an assignment?
That was what I was told, that I was called to serve in music.
And this voice or this person told you while you were...
While I was there, while I was standing with him talking, that's when he was telling me that you're called into music and you're called to serve.
Okay, now I notice one thing about this interview is that you're very sharp to be able to share what you experienced. And I know that this interview, like I said, could really go on for a long time.
That's right.
Let me go back to another interview. Those who had saw you collapse, they report that you were gone for over 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, over 1 hour. And medical science does prove that after 4 minutes without any oxygen to the brain, you are clinically dead. And so for an hour, many people were there. Let's talk about you coming back. What happened? What brought you back?
Yeah, what really happened is that when the angel was telling me that I should go back, I refused. I told them that no, I'm not going back. The next thing I saw, the angel did his hands this way. And I just came back to the body. And when I came back to the body, that was when I noticed that a phone was on my ears. I was still hearing the voice of Dr. Ernest.
A cell phone?
Yes, a cell phone. I was still hearing his voice saying, promise, come back to life.
And see, this verifies the report with the others that Dr. Odogba was called, and someone reported that he was someone was to put the cell phone on your ear. You were lying dead, and then you come back to life. And here you are today, and this is the year 2013, and we're actually on the platform here at Covenant Life Ministries Church. And is this where you found yourself?
Yes, this was exactly because the body was still on the altar.
Okay, so you're only a couple feet away from where you came back to life.
No. When I came back to life, I just sneezed out, as in I just coughed out. That was when the whole fingers, because my fingers and my teeth were stiff.
Okay.
They were trying to force water to the mouth. The teeth were stiff. The hands were very stiff. About 2 people couldn't even lift me up from the floor because the body was very, very stiff. Whereas at the time when I came back, the fingers started moving. That was when I coughed out. Then I knew that this guy is back.
Okay.
So when I came back to life, the first thing I heard was the same voice of Dr. Ernest saying, promise, come back to life. And the cell phone was still on my ears. So that's when I opened my eyes and everybody just screamed for.
How were you feeling after this?
Seriously, after this experience I had, I've been a great person because everything about my life changed. Everything about my life changed. My music world changed. The way I relate with people and everything that has to do with me and a person changed.
I would like to continue, but because of time right now, we're just going to cut it short. But I want to let everyone know that everyone is welcome here at Covenant Life Church. Dr. Odogba, who is really the focus of this Man of God series, has many, many stories, unlike yourself. There's other people that have come back from the dead too, where he's prayed for.
Yes. Okay.
And I know Dr. Odogba has said that he gives all the glory to God for the work that he's been given to do. Is there anything you'd like to maybe share with somebody who's listening about maybe your experience or what you would like yourself to share to our viewing audience?
All right. Yeah, I have a lot to share with you viewers, but I can only drop a little for you right now. What I want to let you know is, anywhere you are, anything you think you are facing in life that you count it impossible, there is no miracle out of it. Believe you me that there is a miracle. If I could come back to life on a cell phone, just a cell phone call by Dr. Ernest Odogba calling, just a cell phone. It wasn't that he was there live. It wasn't that he was touching me. It wasn't that he was praying. Just the voice on the cell phone. I believe you seeing him personally, one-on-one, your life will change. There is no condition that is created with you as a person, but it came out of circumstances. And I tell you this, that there is nothing that God cannot do.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Well, this is, again, a marvelous time to be able to listen to these reports of the Man of God series. And we'll continue. Please stay tuned.